Hey folks, Alex McMahon here of Evolve Nutritional Therapy. Today we're going to be continuing on to the second video in our series on why you're having sugar cravings. In the very first video of this series, we covered the evolutionary purpose of having sugar cravings. Typically, foods that we found in nature that were sweet would let us know that they were safe. They were effective for helping us to gain fat in preparation of times for famine. And a sweet food would also hit on the pleasure center of our brain, which would let us know to continue eating that food and cause us to kind of gorge on them. So those all served evolutionary purposes that were very helpful to us. Then we continued on in that series about how modern foods kind of hijack the reward center that we have in our brain set up, and also how it causes dysfunction between our gut and our brain, letting us know when we're actually full and when we think that we're full. So today what we're going to be covering is the basic forms of sugar that you would want to avoid if you are trying to get rid of a sugar craving habit. Now, an important note is that a lot of these foods aren't outright forms of sugar, but the impacts that they have on our blood sugar and our insulin response are things that we're going to want to really manage when you're trying to kick any kind of sugar cravings. So to start off with, we obviously have table sugar. We have sweeteners such as brown rice syrup, agave nectar. There's about 56 different names for them, and if you would like to email me, I'd be more than happy to send you a list of them. The only sweetener that I have found that doesn't have a negative impact on blood sugar and insulin is stevia. Any kind of refined carbohydrates is going to be something you're also going to want to avoid. So any kind of breads, pastas, chips, crackers, anything like that are also going to have a negative impact on blood sugar and insulin. Fruit juice as well. So something that a lot of people don't talk about is that fruit juice has as much fructose and as much total grams of sugar as a soda pop. So fruit juice really isn't all that much better for you than drinking a soda. Also, any form of candy, ice cream, cookies, cakes, or pies, they're going to be the trinity of having a lot of added sugar, and then also having lots of processed and refined carbohydrates within them as well. So any form of pastries, even ones that are savory pastries, because they're going to be so dense in refined sources of carbohydrates, are going to want to be avoided. And then also granola, any other forms of breakfast cereals like that are also going to be packed full of lots of added sugars, but also have a ton of refined carbohydrates as well. So a lot of people are pretty surprised to hear me mention bread and pasta and things like that when it comes to kicking a sugar craving. And part of the reason is because bread and pasta, because they are so dense in carbohydrates and because they become sugar so quickly in the body, they actually hit on the same pleasure and reward center in our brain that sugar is designed to. They also have some addictive properties to them because they will hit on opioid receptors in our brain that things like morphine will hit on that make them so addictive. That's why bread and pasta and things of that sort can be so difficult for people to give up. So for all those reasons, you want to avoid all the things that I mentioned if you are trying to give up sugar currently. So if you would like to connect with me, as always, you can find me on Instagram at Evolve Nutritional Therapy. You can find me on Twitter at EvolveNTPDX, or you can email me, especially if you'd like that 56 names of sugar document. I'd be more than happy to send that to you at EvolveNTPDX@gmail.com. Talk to you soon.